Hey there, my name is Kimberly and I head up the customer success team here at ZonGuru. If you're looking to sell on Amazon, it's really important that you have the right tool set in your corner to give you a leg up over the competition. You don't want to be flying blind on a platform like Amazon. Not only is it going to waste your time, but more than likely your money. So you want to make sure you've got the right tool set in your corner. Now, the million-dollar question is, what is the right tool set? Is there an all-in-one platform that delivers the goods every time? To help answer this, we've gone ahead and done a no-holds-barred comparison between ZonGuru and Helium 10. Now, I know what you're thinking, we're going to be biased, but I can assure you this is a very analytical approach. We've taken 7 key success factors that a platform should have to help its sellers succeed. Now, the 7 key factors that we've taken a look at are product research and validation, listing optimization and keyword research, business metrics, monitoring and alerts, and customer engagement. Plus, we've thrown in 2 softer skills, training and resources, as well as the cost versus value of each platform. We're going to arm you with all the information you need to make an informed decision before you part with your cash, and make sure that you know exactly what to expect with your seller platform. Now, let's jump into the first one. If you wanted to skip ahead at any stage, just check out the timestamps below. But the first one we're going to look at is product research and validation. Let's jump into the tools. So product research and validation is where it all begins. So it's super important to get this right. I can't stress it enough. So I've jumped into Helium 10, and Blackbox is their main product research tool. And the way it works is you've got 5 different search options. I'm just going to use products because I want to keep it simple. I get to choose my category and I can plug in a few different variables. There's advanced filters, which are super handy, but for the purpose of the comparison, I'm just going to keep it really basic. So the first thing I notice is that when I use this tool, regardless of what type of search I run, Blackbox delivers individual products. Now, I can't stress the importance of this distinction enough. Individual products are great, but it doesn't show you the niche as a whole. So you really have a blanket approach in your search results. You can see the very first one that's come up is an ottoman, which is fine. I've got the number of sellers, the price, it's giving me the monthly sales and revenue for that individual product, as well as the bestseller rank and reviews. So you've got your basic information there. There's a few other sales trends and things down here, which is handy, but it's the individual product. I can't see what the product differentiation opportunities are. I can't see how competitive the market is. There's so much I'm missing here. So if I do that same product search on Amazon and bring up the ZonGuru Chrome extension, I can instantly see for once there's 0 competition opportunity. This is not a category I want to be going into. It's full of highly competitive established sellers. The actual average rating count is well over 1,000, which means that most sellers have been there a long time and know what they're doing. Not to mention, the launch budget is a whopping $92,000. If I'm a first-time seller, this isn't something that I'm most likely going to be interested in. This information is not given to me in Blackbox. So I have a real issue there. I am looking for individual products. I'm completely ignoring the surrounding landscape. If I go into ZonGuru's main product research tool, which is Niche Finder, it does exactly as its name suggests. It finds you product niches. You can see here is an example. I've been given chess table. Not only do I visually see what the niche looks like, so I can assess the potential for differentiation, but I'm given things like buyer demand, competition, the investment and revenue potential, plus all my individual metrics below. So if I want to know things like what the estimated PPC bid cost is, I know it from the outset. I don't need to go digging, and I don't find important things like the launch budget out too far down the track. I've got it front and center. So clearly you can see the difference between the 2 tools. One has a niche result base, the other has a laser focused individual product base, which can lead a few sellers astray. So moving along to keyword research and listing optimization, I just wanted to preface this section by saying this could be an entirely separate video on its own. There is so much information in this section and difference between Helium 10 and ZonGuru that it's going to be very hard to capture all of this quickly, but I will do my best. So with keyword research, I've jumped into Helium 10, and Cerebro is the main tool set that they use for keyword research. You've got the option to enter in up to 9 different ASNs, and I just want to note you manually need to enter those in for a reverse lookup, which means that Helium 10 will deliver the keywords that are being used to find those products. So you can assess whether those keywords should be used in your own listing. So to help you with that, they have a few different metrics along here, and you can select and send those to the listing optimization tool. So there's a few different metrics that are very important but are missing from here. So if I jump over into ZonGuru, into the Keywords on Fire, which is arguably one of the most powerful tools in the ZonGuru toolset, you can see that I am comparing 25 competitors. So already I have more than double the pools that the keywords are being found from. And I want to note that I don't manually need to enter those ASNs in. I can search by phrase, and ZonGuru will do the heavy lifting and provide me with ASNs. So great, already I'm ahead on time, and I have a bigger pool of keywords to choose from. So you can see here that the metrics that are being provided are much more robust. There's more here. I have what my PPC bid cost is going to be for the keyword. That's really important, because if I'm crafting my listing and I'm using very expensive keywords that I potentially want to put into an advertising campaign, I want to know up the front. I've also got a really clear competitor analysis. Where each competitor is ranked, I can visually see the more green and blank spaces, the more opportunity there is for me. And there is so much data here. If I scroll over, you can see that it just keeps on going. So there is a big difference between the keyword tool sets, but that's not where it ends. Where ZonGuru really shines is when that's incorporated into their listing optimization toolset. So I'm not even going to bother going into Helium 10, because really it's a fancy Word doc. You need to copy and paste data across from Helium 10 to Amazon Seller Central. It doesn't give you these metrics, so you don't really know where a keyword should be placed, its importance. You can see here instantly in ZonGuru, my keywords are not only listed, but my search volume, my keywords on fire score, which is essentially its relevancy, how many competitors are using it, and where it's included in my listing. So ideally, just like this, you want to see a whole heap of stars and ticks. It will even tell you if it's broad or exact matched in your listing copy. But that's not where it ends. So where it gets super interesting is that I've got the opportunity to directly compare my listing against my competitors, and I can bring in up to 8 different listings and see what their score is. And when I say score, it's an optimization score. So I can see here my optimization score is 23,000. I'm sitting in the top 12%. That's pretty good. There's also room for improvement. I've also got my search volume optimization score and combined revenue optimization score for the keywords listed. There is so much more data here. It is so much more user friendly. And of course, I can push this across directly to Amazon. As I update my listing, my metrics will update instantly as well. So it's a really fun tool to use, and you can instantly see the needle move. So moving on to business metrics, this is where you really want to get a feel for how your Amazon business is traveling, what your financials are looking like. So the key difference between the two platforms here is that Helium 10 has a lot of extra add-ons. So some of these are included in the entry-level fee, others you have to pay the big bucks to access, things like their ads add-on. So that's their advertising campaign module. What I want to point out here is that the key is to be able to access your financials and get the data you need when you want it. One of the shortcomings of the Helium 10 platform is that you can't download a profit and loss report when you need it. This can cause major headaches at tax time, or if you've got a potential investor or you're looking to sell your business. You also can't look at your profit and loss for all marketplaces. If I jump into ZonGuru, you can see on the business dashboard, I get to choose not only my custom date range, my market, the currency, but I can choose my products as well. I can make sure that I see all markets. This is a key feature that Helium 10 misses out on. I also have the opportunity to download this information at any stage, making it super easy and front and center. So I'm not going to lie, Helium 10 has a lot of shiny buttons and things attached to their platform. But if you get down to the meat and potatoes of what you're actually needing and wanting, ZonGuru delivers the goods and then some. We've even got a cool feature where you can track different alert events to instantly see what effect that has on your daily sales. You've also got full functionality to adjust how your dashboard looks. Just with a few clicks of a button, you can change your visual. So the next category we're going to look at is monitoring and alerts. Now this is really important because Amazon moves fast and you can't always be there to track the changes. You need a program to do the heavy lifting for you. Both Helium 10 and ZonGuru have fantastic alert options for your own products. I need to stress that. In Helium 10, you can track for your own products any of these category changes here. And you can even have the alert sent to you by SMS, which I think is a really nice touch. But you cannot track competitor listings. That's where this platform falls short. It has that blanket approach to the competition. In ZonGuru, you can not only track your own products, but competitors as well, which means if your main competitor suddenly drops their price, you know about it and you're armed with the information to respond accordingly. You've also got a really cool feature in ZonGuru, which is this Show on Graphs button. And basically what it is it tracks historical events for you. So you can see visually on your dashboard what effect a change had on your bottom line. It's super handy. So the next tool you want in your toolkit is going to be customer communication. Now, both platforms really deliver the goods in this category. So I'm not going to go into it in too much detail other than to say they both have a Seller Central based review request feature as well as a standalone email function. So you've got full control over your messaging. Not only that, but both have the ability to send separate messages per marketplace, which allows you to get your terminology just right. It also has placeholders, buttons, all sorts of cool features that are really going to create raving fans and get that review count sky high. So now it's time to talk about those softer skills, in particular support and training. Now, the risk of stating the obvious, this can be make or break and is so important to a seller's journey. Now, in those times of overwhelm, if you've got a team of experienced sellers to turn to, it can really make the world of difference. And I have to say, both platforms really deliver the goods in this category. Helium 10 recently partnered with Freedom Ticket and delivers its paid subscribers access to the 8-week Amazon seller course. It also has a fast chat response and lots of helpful videos and tutorials on the platform. Moving over to ZonGuru, there's weekly live training events with highly relevant topics and a dedicated Q&A section at the end so that you get to ask any burning questions direct to an expert and get a tailored response every time. There's also great resources, live case studies, videos and tutorials, all available ready to use. So you're not going to be left alone at any stage during your seller journey. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about cost, or should I say value, because you want a great return on investment. You want your platform to deliver value. Now, both solutions have many different subscription types, but the key difference being Helium 10 doesn't recognize the difference between a product researcher and an active seller. So their entry-level solution starts at $97 per month. And with that, you get all the tools you need to find your first product, plus many more you don't quite need yet. So you're paying for things that you're not ready for. Whereas ZonGuru recognizes researchers need a specific tool set and delivers just that for the low cost of $39 per month. So you're not paying for things you don't yet need. Of course, when you launch and you're ready to sell, you can move your plan up at any time. To gain access to the full ZonGuru experience as a seller, plans start from $49 per month. There's also substantial discounts for annual subscribers, up to 40% off the cost. Whereas with Helium 10, it ramps up quite considerably. If you're wanting the full Helium 10 experience, you can be paying upwards of $397 per month. It's quite a significant difference. The final verdict. So as you can appreciate, there's a lot of ground to cover here. There's so much information, and I've tried to go into this in further detail in the blog, so it's worth a read, especially if there's a particular tool or feature that is really important to you. Go check it out. But this is a head-to-head comparison. We do have 7 distinct categories that we have judged on, and I think it's clear by now to see that ZonGuru comes out leaps and bounds ahead. It's a value-driven platform that really delivers where it counts. And we'd love you to try this out for yourself. We have a 7-day free trial that you can take advantage of for any subscription level. So why not check it out? And of course, if you want more trainings and videos, click subscribe below.